America, the land of lies. From governmental cover-ups to conspiracy theories. There is nothing more American than deception. So, in this era of fake news, what is truth? Who determines it? And does it even matter?
Was more staged than a Tyler Perry production of Medea Runs for President. I lived in Harlem long enough to know that gunshots do not sound like making popcorn on the stove. Pop, pop, pop. Where'd the blood come from? So in theater, in movies, they have what's called blood pellets. They even, people use them in Halloween. It's basically like a pellet of fake blood that's in your mouth, and when you crush it, the blood comes out. To be frank, Small Hands Trump would not respond by raising his fist in the air triumphantly were an actual attempt made on his life.
Of this made smoother than your smoothest criminal. Shamo, about that money, what we get into. Shamo, about that money, get residuals. Shamo.
What it do, people? You're now tuned in.
Popovich.
Popovich
TV. Oh yeah.
We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic, that feeling back up in here one more again. So if it's your first time, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe, hit the notification bell. To everybody else, you already know. Tony, there was no other way. We in the end game now. And we is in the end game, people. And we in the end game because Trump is spinning in the clip for obvious reasons. And Amanda Seale is spinning in the clip for all of the wrong reasons. And she wondered why she get dragged on the internet. But let's address what she talked about. Is it fake? Was it staged? Is this a conspiracy theory? And she's from Harlem. She know what it sounds like when the guns go pop, pop, pop. And shit is staged. And she's not the only one that's saying shit is staged, shit was scripted, as I like to say, scripted and rigged. And I don't believe it's scripted and rigged. In American history, we have had, I believe, at least 4 assassinations of presidents. And the last one being John F. Kennedy, which was in 62 or 63. Don't quote me on it. You can Google it. So to see in 2024, Trump attempt assassination going wrong, rather, is, I ain't gonna say it's crazy, shit crazy, but when you put the beat on, I'm not shocked and I'm not amazed. I done read a lot of Tom Clancy, a lot of, Jason Lublin, and the Jason Bourne series, Locked Up, and a lot of spy movies and government shit. And, when you put it under the microscope, I won't be shocked and amazed if it was scripted and rigged. I don't think that it is, but if it ever comes out, And obviously, when you say scripted and rigged or staged and you say, nah, somebody lost their life trying to protect their family, 2 other people is injured. The person who did the shooting was Thomas Matthews Crooks is dead at 20 out of Pennsylvania. And, they say he was registered as a Republican, which means nothing, And, what's the motive? A lot of the stations that I have been watching, the CNN, the Foxes, etc., News One, where, it's one of my main news channels that I go to. I'm from New York. News One is saying, don't rush to motive, to find, to say what was the motive of this young man. And I'm going to say like this, people. I've been in the streets. I know people in the streets. I know people that's still in the streets, right? I'm only saying that to say, like, anytime you point a gun at somebody, especially, if their head from the waist up, you're attempting to kill them. That's the motive, to kill them. Now, whether you in a rage, it's a crime of passion, whether you got cut off in traffic and now you just, out of your wits and you're not thinking in your right state of mind, you're still trying to kill. You're still trying to harm. He wasn't trying to kiss Trump. He wasn't trying to throw no love shots at him. And like Hov said, close shots or 2 shots close range couldn't touch me. Divine intervention. And, she also mentioned him throwing the fist up and pumping the fist. Say it loud, black and I'm proud. Not being funny, but I'm not, because it was iconic photos, if you will, videos coming out from the Capitol being raided to Barack Obama, the first black president. My president is black. My Lambo's blue. To, the Twin Towers being knocked down right in front of our eyes if you're from New York or no matter where you're from, just to see those imagery. And, the history goes deep with a lot of shit. And for the people that's living now and, my time, I think it'd be some stuff posted online where, like, if you born in the late 70s or the early 80s, you done seen the most craziest shit. And the list keeps on going and going and on and on and on like an Erykah Badu song. But the motive is clear to me. I don't think we have to be patient to dig through all of his computers and his phones. And they said he had explosives, all the stuff that they're going to put out there. But imagine all the stuff that they're not putting out there, stuff that they don't want us to know. They're only going to give the American public so much. At least that's just what I believe. I'm going to stick to that. Let's get to the real question, though. Now that obviously Trump lived and he, triumphantly threw his fist up in the air, which those photos that I'm using right now for this video is going to be iconic. Is it going to help or hurt him? Did his own rhetoric, is this the reaction of his own rhetoric? Because of his rhetoric, that's what some of the other channels are saying. This is why some, radical person, some Trump hater, he's a racist, there's good people on both sides and shit like that, right? And I think it won't hurt him. I ultimately think that this incident will help him in the numbers. And they said his numbers was already, winning in a lot of the swing states. I don't know that to be true. I'm just saying what they said because I'm not at the polls. I can't look at the early numbers. Do I think he's gonna win? I really don't know. If I had to bet, and y'all know on my show I am this is a betting show as well because that's your money, son. I say that he's probably will win, and if he wasn't gonna win before, this might push him over the edge. And you hear now, Biden come out, Holcomb, New York governor, May Adams, everybody, they saying the right things because nobody wants no official to be assassinated or their lives be attempted on to unalive them. We definitely can't have that. That's considered radicalism. That's considered extremism. And obviously we live here in a democracy. That's our system, democracy. So once that's thrown out the window, then what do you have? But I ultimately think people probably will rally behind his base. They may, beef up a little more. They got the Republican convention coming in a few days. I think he's going to be speaking in Wisconsin and a couple of other spots. But did the CIA and the Secret Service men do all that they can do to prevent even this from happening? Because as the reports continue to come out, Amanda Seales, it ain't fake. Somebody lost their life trying to protect their family. 2 people is, in critical, hoping, praying, sending prayers to their family and, good energy, positive energy that they make it through. That's not staged. And I'm not saying that it can't be because we know that, in order to, to distract, you got to throw out, smoke and mirrors and this shit that they can do that you'd be like, oh, I thought it was real. Nah, it wasn't real, you know what I mean? And, I don't know if this is one, but I wouldn't be shocked and amazed when you put the beat on if it was. But will this ultimately help him? Yes, I think it will. Will he ultimately win? I don't know. I think it probably could push him over the edge. I think, Sleepy Joe, and I'm just calling him that because obviously his little blunders as of recently, we're calling, Kamala Harris Trump. We're calling the president of Ukraine, Putin, who he's fighting. He did catch himself. But, as I said on my live, as far as Joe Biden, like you've been in office for so many years. You was from the youngest, as he said out his own mouth, to now you one of the oldest. What's the problem with bowing out gracefully and letting somebody else do the job? What's the oomph and the gotta prove everybody like I'm not dropping out and I'm gonna stay in and I'm gonna show you I can run the country. But for what though? When so many lives and so many great stakes is at stake. Why would you stay in a race? You know what I mean? Knowing that you can't do it, or just to prove that you can do it, knowing that something happened to you, we going to be stuck with Kamala Harris. But what y'all think? Is it fake news? Where did the blood come from? Did he pop a blood capsule in his mouth? And, you know, do y'all think all of this is staged? Like my guy Zach probably definitely think it's staged and it's rigged. And if you don't think it's staged, then he definitely think that, you know, the people behind the scenes is the puppet masters. And I told y'all, you know, throughout my videos on being on YouTube and giving my commentary, if you will, on a lot of these different stories that be spinning that I got put up on the channel, you know, Zach channel, which is the Gematria channel. And some of his stuff is very interesting with the numbers and the names and, you know, how things be lining up coincidentally. And this is the coinky dink. But that's what I got for y'all. We'll see what comes out of this in the next coming days. But it's your guy, Popovich. Y'all was just tuned in. Popovich TV. We live, we rolling, we unscripted, we authentic. That feeling back up in here one more again. Yeah, kid.